The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, GWT family, and welcome to the Sunday night leadership webinar. We're very excited to have you here, and tonight we're actually talking about closing out 2016. We're going to troubleshoot and get geared up for 2017. We have the incredible National Ambassador Reza Mesgarlou with us today, and I am Andrea, diplomat in Saskatchewan, and speaking with Reza this morning, he's got some great ideas on how we can close out and get started and troubleshoot and reboot. And I'm so excited to hear from him today. Reza, are you with us?
Yes, I'm Andrea. Can you hear me?
I sure can, Reza. You bet.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you, Andrea. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. I know it's your first time, and you know what? We thank you for stepping up and taking leadership. Great job. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Reza Mesgarlou, talking to you from, I believe, the snowiest capital of the world, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And not only it's snowy, but it's cold actually right now. But hey, we're inside, so there's nothing to complain about. What a wonderful business. I could sit here and conduct my business worldwide, with all my business partners. Well, tonight, what we're going to talk about is, I did this training for CDSE on Monday night, and I was asked to repeat pretty much the same training for everyone, not just the CDSE, but for everyone. I was asked if I could do the same training, and I'm like, sure, absolutely. We can definitely, go over it again. So for those who are not part of the CDSE or for whatever reason, they were not on the CDSE webinar on Monday, that way, they get to hear it and hopefully benefit from it. Well, for those of you that don't know me that well, I've been in the industry going into almost 27 years. I was barely out of high school when I heard about this industry. Instantly made a lot of sense to me. Where else can someone be able to start their own business? At the time, it was not what it is today. It was more like, national, your country, maybe you got lucky, you went into US and a couple other countries, but that was it. But that was good enough for me. The industry made a lot of sense that for someone with minimal investment, be able to truly, live a dream, truly build that wealth, leave a legacy behind, and, enjoy a passive income. We used to say people have loyalty, people get loyalty checks, not royalty checks, but here you actually get royalty checks. And, so it appealed to me right away. Now, to say that I knew what I know today, I'd be lying because I didn't. I didn't know nothing. All I knew was the concept of network marketing, multi-level marketing, so on and so forth. Again, I'm talking 26 years ago, and it's obviously evolved like everything else out there. And this is where I went out there and basically started plugging away through the bumps, ups and downs, some failures along the way, and so on. 16 years, I guess, my first 16 years in this industry, even though I had success, even though I had made a lot of money, but to me, that was not truly the success I was looking for. Why? Because the promise of the industry was, the industry is awesome. Find a great company, find a lasting company, and build it once and enjoy for life. And this is where the first 16 years, I don't look at it as a negative thing. Even though there was 4 different programs, I gave it my all. Yes, I did make a lot of money with all of them, but they did not last. And that was the problem. But when I heard about global wealth trade, the way I looked at it was my first 16 years was my learning curve. Okay, my learning curve, and this is where I someone could have turned it and make it into a negative thing, saying, "Well, you know what? 16 years, yeah, I made a lot of money, but I'm back to square one. I don't have a company. I don't have a residual. I don't have any royalty. All the hard work I've done, yes, I made money with it, but I don't have that residual passive income I was looking for." I'm sure a lot of people have done that. I did not take it the negative way. I looked at it as, okay, I'm in search of that perfect company. I'm looking for that lasting company, and I know it exists. And if it doesn't exist, it will come. And you know what? The next one that I'm going to get started with is going to be the right one and my last one. Okay? And when I heard about global wealth trade, I had no doubt this was going to be it. Why? Not because we had any products, not because we had anybody making a lot of money, not because we had world-class products, not because we had hundreds of celebrities, not because we had so much accolades, not because of anything. Solely because of one thing, and that was the creator of this program, Reza Mesgarlou. Okay? Because I know his track record, I know his capabilities, I know his heart, I know what he's about, and I knew that he put everything on the line. So I knew this was going to be it. So I got started, and I took my first 16 years through the highs and lows, and I tried to make it into a learning curve for me. Okay, and a lot of that, which is what allowed me to have success, ongoing success with GWT, and what I've learned throughout the years was every year, whether it was my first year, second year, third or fourth or fifth year, but the only company that's gone 10 years now, going on to 11 years is GWT. Every year around this time, I would do, let's call it a troubleshoot. I troubleshoot my business, myself, and so on. I look at the year past and see from the very beginning, I mean, there's no one there to judge me. I'm judging myself. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at what I've done. I'm looking at the year past, what I did that was great, what I did that was not so great, how much time did I waste, how much time did I put to good use, how I can make, let's just call it the resolution for the upcoming year, for 2017. I sit down and I kind of wrap my head around it, take a lot of notes. I go through it, areas that I'm not so clear with. I sit with people that I think, that I know that can help me. Sometimes you're undecisive. You can't decide, which is the better way. So, I consult with these people, and, I try to get the answer because I want to bring a better Reza Mesgarlou into 2017. And that's what I do every year, nonstop. And this year is no different. This is the year ending. And basically, that's what I'm doing right now. And I figure it's good, to share it with my GWT family, my teammates, and so on. And hopefully, you guys can benefit from it. First thing I always question myself is this: did I follow forensic? Okay? For those of you that have been to the forensic training, you know how amazing and awesome it is. You know how it gives you structure for you to follow, a system for you to follow, a foolproof system, as long as, we are true to ourselves. We all know if we followed forensic, and if we did, to what degree. Like, did we follow forensic, once in a while? Did we follow forensic when we tripped over the black box? Did we follow forensic because our business wasn't going as good as it should? All of a sudden, remember the box. The moment we got our commission, we forgot about the box. I mean, there is a lot of different variety of, way of looking at it. Myself, I always question myself, did I follow forensic? We're not going to do a forensic training here, okay? But I'm going to tell you Reza Mesgarlou's life. Basically, myself, for those of you who don't know, I have 3 young children who do not live with me. They live nearby. They don't live far from me. But I don't know if it's which one is harder, if they lived with you or if they don't live with you. Because I like to be involved in their life as much as I possibly could, and I am. I see them just about every day, whether it's for a few hours, whether it's for a lot of hours, but I have a structure. First thing I was taught was to make sure that I do have a schedule. What I mean by a schedule, whether I was a part-time series, or full-time, we need to have a schedule. When I had a job and my job required me to be there Monday to Friday from basically, 8 hours, 9 hours a day. I was a government manager. So basically, let's say I went in at 8 a.m., left at 4 p.m. Okay, that was my schedule for my job. So when I got on to GWT in August 1st, 2008, when I decided I want to get rid of that job. Now, in order for anyone to get rid of a job, is because you want to replace it with another one. Yes, I wanted to get rid of my job, but I was not replacing it with another job. I was replacing it with my GWT business. Now, in order for it to replace it with my GWT business, I needed to make sure that, I keep my job so I can pay my bills until I do not need that job, until I can double my income with GWT business part-time than I'm doing with my full-time job. Now, if I want to double my income with GWT business, my own home-based business, where I don't have any supervisors, any managers, any bosses, no one, no punch clock to punch in and out, no travel time, no, anyone telling me, basically, if I wanted to replace my job with GWT business, I needed to be organized. I did not kid myself. If I want to get GWT to replace my job, I need to give it the respect and the time that it deserves. I need to do the footwork. I need to get down and dirty. I need to get out there, show and share this opportunity with anyone and everyone, regardless of how I felt after work. So I set myself a schedule when I was part-time. My full-time job was 8 to 4. From 4 till about 5:36, I spent it with my few months old son. After 6, I was in my home office, at Tim Hortons, at coffee shops, at restaurants, weekly tours. If you guys have weekly tours, I was out there online. I was there relentlessly prospecting, bringing people to the table, and showing the tour. And because I was serious about what I wanted to do, believe me, there were some mornings I did not feel like that I wanted to get out of bed. Why? Because the first month, okay, you're fresh, you got your job, and you're doing this, you're excited. What I did was I try to keep myself focused, keep my eyes on the prize, because I wanted to get rid of my job in 6 months. So therefore, I didn't have the luxury of watching TV, didn't have the luxury of, well, today I feel tired. Didn't have the luxury of, you know what, today I'll skip and I'll work tomorrow. No, I set myself a schedule with GWT, and I stuck to this schedule. Not because I wanted to get rid of my job in 6 months. That schedule was madness. Basically, Monday to Sunday, so 7 days a week for 6 months. So my job in the morning and GWT nights and weekends. Got rid of the toys, got rid of the distractions, told my friends, family, everyone that they may not see me for the next little while because I'm going to be extremely busy. So the obvious question to me was, why, what you're up to? And I'm like, okay, if you want to see it, if you want to know what I'm doing, I'm going to get rid of my job in 6 months with this other business that I'm starting. They obviously asked me, what's this other business? Well, you know what? I can't explain it to you like this. If you're really interested to know what I want to do, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday day, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, I make a time for them to come and see me. I would sit down and I share with them why I was going to be so busy. Anyways, I don't want to get into too much of subject, but this is what I did. The point I'm trying to make is I had a schedule. And because I don't have a boss looking over my shoulder, I kept myself accountable. And what I did to get myself going every day, I troubleshooted my business daily. So let's say I finish work at 4. I see, while I'm driving to see my son, it was a good half-hour drive in the traffic, 4:30ish, I'd be on the call with my business partners. I'd be calling Sean Singh, I'd be calling Sean Haynes, I'd be calling anybody, everybody. And what do we have set up for tonight? How many tours have you geared up for tonight? How many people, the person that launched the day before, do they have their 3 for tonight? So this is how I did my organization while I went to see my son. I saw him for a little bit, then I'd be there, I'd be leaving from there, get home, take a quick shower, and get ready for the meetings and training. I did that every single day. Okay? That was probably the hardest time I ever worked. Why? Because I had a full-time job, and because I wanted to absolutely make sure GWT gets rid of my job within 6 months. I troubleshooted daily. Every single night, before I went to bed, I would sit there and I would look at the day past. Forget about my job. My job was a job. My GWT business, what did I do in that particular day? How much did I do that particular day towards my freedom, towards building my GWT business, which in return is going to get rid of my job in 6 months. So also I used another technique that made me be true to myself. I created a little system that if I made a new contact, that was a 10. What I mean by new contact doesn't mean that I'm building like and trust for the next 17 years. What I mean is I build the like and trust within a short couple of minutes. I did my job to create the curiosity, and I set a time to get together with this prospect. So that was a 10 for me. What else was a 10? How many tours did I do today? Okay, that's a 10. Tours equal growth, equals success, equals duplication. So how many tours did I do this one particular day? Okay, so that was another 10. Now, if I say I spend, let's say, some time, which obviously we must do when you have a new member that you bring in the business, someone that launches their email, you definitely want to put them through a training, because a lot of people get excited, get on board. They love what they see. They love what they hear. They love the energy. They love everything. But the moment they get home, they don't like. You know, have you ever woken up in the morning and you feel excited but kind of confused, like not knowing what you got to do next? See, at the time we didn't have Launchpad Next 30-Day trainings. I have put something together which are called 10-minute training. That was the title of it, the 10-minute training. And I have 2 different 10-minute trainings. One was for new members that who wanted to, make some part-time income, supplement their income, get rid of the job in 2 years. And the other one was for people like myself, or even more intense than myself, who wanted to give it all and go hard at it. So they had obviously some differences. I would sit down with these people and, show them how they can do that. And that was a 10 also. If it wasn't a 10, maybe it was a 9 or 8. but it was very important to do. Then if I spend a lot of time with, existing members, again, that's pretty important too, because you want to sit there and, get to know each other better and give them a direction and a bit of coaching, which maybe they did not understand the first time around. That will work up around 7 or 6, somewhere around there. So I created a system for myself. I understood one thing. I wanted to fill up my days with a lot of 10s, 9s, 8s, and 7s. Now, I spent sitting on the Facebook and chatting to, I don't know, the same member for an hour and a half. That falls down to about a 1 or 2. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to, say don't sit there. Like, that's great. I mean, it's good, but I'd rather be in action with my new member while I'm doing the tour, while I'm doing the training, while I'm doing 10-minute training, while I'm doing prospecting, while I'm doing whatever. I'd rather have them involved either on the 3-way with me on, out there, or being at the meetings with me. So now I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm showcasing and I'm training these people at the same time. So I'm not taking a significant part of my day towards just training, sorry, and not doing enough of what I must do. So I made sure every single night I troubleshooted my day past and organized for the upcoming day. I wanted to know while I was at work, I even played, I would step out on breaks or whatever reason. I would step out to do 3-way calls. I would step out to call my prospects to confirm and reconfirm. I would constantly, be making sure that my night, my evening after my JOB is full. Again, remember, I wanted to get rid of my job in 6 months, right? If that's not your focus, if you're looking, I don't want to give a wrong message out there. If you're okay with, I don't know, supplement your income, if you're okay with periodically making money, if your plan is, I don't know, next 5 years to go full time, you don't have to do it as intensely as I was doing it. But if you are, then you gotta design it for you and write it up for yourself as what you must do, what your DMO is going to be like. But the point I'm trying to make is I had a schedule. My schedule was Monday to Sunday, 6 months straight, either JOB or GWT with a few hours of sleep and get to see my young son for a few hours. I remember it was a Friday evening and it was around 9 p.m. Myself and Ambassador Sean Singh went for a coffee, and he felt weird. We had nothing to do. I mean, we had been so busy months leading up to that one flat spot. We standing there looking at each other, having a coffee, and I'm like, this feels weird. Because my mind was geared up that I don't want any downtime. So we had our coffee. While we're having our coffee, we actually ran into two of our friends, or acquaintances, I should say, and a quick conversation. Guess what? Here we go, heading out to show them the tour, and we went to our local office and we sat there, and I believe that person launched as a gold. So, so my mind was, that way, and I wanted to fill up my days with proper things, and I schedule, make sure I have a schedule and I stick to it. My DMO, okay? I wanted to make sure my DMO was jam-packed with 10s, 9s, and 8s. Now, for those of you that come from traditional business, okay, or even a job, JOB, what do you do with a traditional business? How do you feel good after a long days of work? You're closing up, you're cleaning up, you look at your till, you look at your cash register, you hit the print button that gives you the counts of how much money, how much you sold that day, how much money you earned that day, how much your business sold that day, I should say. And if it's good, if you've done multiple in-house deposits, which most businesses have these other safe below the till that they can, make deposits. So if you know you have multiple stubs, envelopes, or you have a till full of cash, that was a good day. You maybe work long, but hey, you feel good. But if you have multiple days that your cash register is not where it should be or where you want it to be, or God forbid, below where it should be, just to survive, you would do something about it. Whether it's advertising, whether it's working longer hours, whether putting on a special, whether it is radio advert, I don't know, something. You will do something about it because you know you can't go that way. You got bills to pay, you got staff to pay, most importantly, you got to pay yourself, right? In traditional business, we pay ourselves last, only if there is any money left, right? Because our focus and target is to keep our doors open. So, this is where, in GWT, you got to have the same mentality, except you don't exchange time for money. Okay? In GWT, what we do today does not show up today. Okay? Let's assume you launched a diamond, 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds, 4 diamonds this week. You don't get paid for it this week. You get paid for it when? Next week. So by the time you get paid, which is on a Tuesday, let's say 10-day cooling off period is gone, and you got your commission on Tuesday, you better have done something between the times that you brought these 4 diamonds till the time you got paid, because if you haven't, yes, you'd be happy that you got paid your commissions and bonuses, but because you didn't do any activities, you didn't do anything else, you didn't teach your new members to do what they're supposed to do, the following commission comes, you don't have a commission. So what we do today doesn't show up today, shows up tomorrow. What we do this week doesn't show up this week, shows up next week. What we do this month in GWT, the results don't show up this month, shows up next month. Great example, country report standings. St. Lucia, Australia, did they have a great week to be featured last night or 2 nights ago? No, it was because of what they done last month, right? So what we do this year as a team, as an individual, will not show up this year, will show up next year. So this is where another reason why I do my troubleshooting right about this time of the year. I want to make sure that I'm geared up fully, and I want to make sure that I strengthen up my weaknesses and go into the new year proper. Okay? I'll give you a couple of examples. Okay? For example, I want to, become a better leader, better networker, better as a businessman. I constantly want to become better. I do not remember a point in time in the history of my network marketing career that I thought that I know it all. I'm always learning. I'm always coachable. And at times that I feel like, okay, this guy, whoever, who had this webinar training from whatever program, or just some life coach that I listened to, and I feel like I didn't learn anything. And my attitude sometimes used to be was, that was a waste of money or a waste of time or both. But you know what? Quickly I wake myself up and say, hey, if this individual taught me even one thing out of the whole time that I listened to him or her, if I learned one thing, or if they refreshed my memory based on the simple steps that made me who I was, made me who I am, and made me better, then it was well worth it. I was told that very, 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 very early on in my career was this: stay coachable, and as long as you stay coachable with the right teachers, you will keep learning, you'll keep getting better, and success is inevitable. What I've learned in the last 6 years is stay coachable for life. Okay? That's a quote by Reza Mesgarlou himself. Stay coachable for life. Not coachable because now you make 50, 60, 70,000 a month. I'm talking to myself, that you know it all. You don't, Reza. You got to stay coachable for life. And I constantly keep myself open to that, whether it's a new LC, whether it's an old LC, whether it's non-LC, whether it's someone from different program, whether it's someone out of the industry. Okay, I'm constantly learning. Okay, and this is where I want to make sure I stay coachable for life. In my career, I've seen people who their ego grew faster than their paychecks. Ramin always says, I don't know how many percent of the ones that became millionaires, it happened by accident. It happened because they got lucky. It can happen. Okay? But those who actually built it and wrote the course and made it happen, these are the ones that can do it over and over and over. And these are the very same people. Like when you go to, I don't know, some big speaker, like you see a lot of big speakers. I don't know, like I've been to Anthony Robbins a few times. I've been to a number of different big speakers. When you go there, I pay attention to the audience equally as I do to the speaker. Why? Because the caliber of people who are sitting in the audience, the caliber of people that if you don't know who they are, once you find out who they are and what they're worth, yet they're sitting in the audience listening to another speaker. Okay? So this tells me successful people stay coachable for life. And that's where I want to be. I want to be coachable for life. And this is what I, strongly recommend for everybody to try to keep yourself coachable for life. All right? I want to keep getting better. And what I do in all different areas of my life. Now we're talking about GWT. So what I do is I want to become more effective. See, everybody has 24 hours in a day. I wish there was more hours to a day, but everyone has 24 hours in a day. And one thing that I was told a very long time ago, and these are the things that sometimes, like there's certain things that you hear that never leaves your mind, is time is something either we put it to good use or we waste it. We cannot, unfortunately, save it. Even the scientists are trying to freeze you and bring you back in 200 years. I don't know about that. But time is something that, you cannot save. You better put it to good use or you waste. I don't want to waste mine. So I look at the year past. And I try to always, when it comes to performing better, I'm a competitive kind of guy. So I like to compete. I like to challenge myself when it comes to income, when it comes to different things, growth, titles, levels, whatever. But also when it comes to my personal life. And I shared this on Monday night. I try to, when it comes to my personal life, I have 3 young children who don't live with me. They live nearby, and I like to see them as much as I could. Believe me, when I'm with them, I don't want to leave. But I look at it as, okay, it's GWT that's allowing me to set their future. It's GWT that's allowing me to provide for them the way I do. Maybe I spoil them. I have no doubt I do. It's GWT that allows me to take them wherever they want to go, buy them whatever they want, and so on and so forth. So at the same time, I need to give that respect to GWT and do not take away from what's making it possible for me to do what I'm doing right now. So I look at people that are hopefully in my business, hopefully have a couple of young children, 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe more. And, the first thing comes to my mind is Rene Leah. I've seen this young man from the very beginning, how they came in, how they started building, his jokes, his personality, and even all the way up to him getting hitched and having a couple of young kids, right? Who he loves, and he's heavily involved in their lives. I hear about his schedule. I hear about his DMO. You guys know Rene Liao. You know he's National Ambassador, and you guys know how much income he earns through GWT. You guys want to know about his DMO? Let me tell you about his DMO. He's up before his kids, 2 young kids. They're roughly about the same age as my kids. He gets them ready, whatever he does with the morning breakfast, get them ready. He drops them off to school. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this, because this is something that I look at, and that's where I set my benchmark. That's where I want to be. I want to be as disciplined and organized and effective with my time as this young man is. He takes his kids to school. From the time he drops his kids to school, he's available, or actually I should say he's busy, because he's already got his schedule set up. He's doing his GWT business till roughly around 3:30 in the afternoon. Same time my kids are out of school. He picks them up from school 5 days a week, brings them home, dinner, family time, whatever. Then he's done. He's back to his GWT business again till I don't know when. He has 1 day a week that he shared with everyone that he puts it towards his family, wife, and one night take the wife to dinner to keep her happy. So, this is what he does. And I'll tell you, he's got his kids full time. I pick up my kids 2 or 3 times a week from school. Luckily, their mom picks them up most of the time. I see them every day, but I don't pick them up every day. I pick them up 2 or 3 times, 2 times for sure every week from school. And the way I see it is that he's being more effective with his time. He's more disciplined, he's more organized, and he is doing this week in and week out. So that's one area I want to get better at. The reason I give you this example is because you guys can all do your own thing. You all have your own life of when you work, when you have your family, when whatever it is that you want to do. I'm just giving you examples of what I want to get better at, how I look at my upcoming year. So that's one area that I look at, and I want to make sure if I want to stay up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning working with international markets, then I got to understand the next day I cannot sleep in. Okay? Now, for those of you that are listening to me on this on this webinar, you do know that I've talked to you the late hours of the morning, early hours of the morning, different times, and because of it, I have set my schedule, my office hours, 12 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. So this is how I set my time, 12 to 4, and I tell you, I am the slowest cat in the morning. I am so slow, I just don't like to be rushed. Even when I have my job, I dreaded it. I give myself an hour to get up, at least an hour, to get up just to get out of the house. Get up, don't rush, look at the messages, this and that, go take a shower, grab my coffee. By the time I get out, get in my, it takes me about an hour to really get going. It's been like that always. And so because of it, I set my schedule 12 to 4 every day, Monday to Friday, and 4 till about 7:30 with the kids, 8 p.m. till 1, 2 a.m. Again, I'm back at it with GWT. So I want to be more effective, more efficient with my time because, I know I could be. I know I could at least easily become, without killing myself, become 40% more efficient. I know that. And within that 60%, I know I can be more efficient towards spending more of a proper time with my business, with my new prospects, with my new presentation tours, and so on and so forth. Now, for me, it's a little bit different. For people that have been in the business for a little bit different. I am on thousands of chat groups. I'm on everyone's My Five. I don't know how that worked out, but I'm on everyone's My Five. I'm on every Facebook message group. I am on absolutely everything. People message me, I don't even know who they are, and hi, how you doing? GWT, yes. And, you're on my Five. I'm like, to myself, I said, surprise, surprise. Okay, who's your enroller? Who's their enroller? So I try to work with everybody, but I need to become more efficient with my time into what Forensic puts 70-30, which the Remain has done that training many times. 70% new blood, 30% training for you guys. And as you become mature in the business, maybe 50-50. I still believe 70-30 is doable as long as I get my people grouped up and let them know when my tours are, when the trainings are, and they can attend. I don't have to take time out of me to put up towards one-on-ones, which is humanly impossible. Okay? So that's one area I want to get better at. Another one is I want to get better at is basically, for those of you guys who met Mr. Ed Mercer, our newest regional, this young man, I tell you, my impression of him from the beginning was like, this guy is a few years older than us, and he went to bed after everybody. But he's out in the lobby at the hotel first thing in his three-piece suit greeting everyone. His work ethics, I mean, when you listen to him, there's no magic into his secret. He just does it. He just does it and does it and does it and does it. So that's another thing that's quite refreshing to me to know. What I learned some 26 to almost 27 years ago still hasn't changed. You want results, get it done. Get out there and do it. You want prospects to fall in your lap from the skies? They won't. If you want to send a million emails and expect to become a millionaire, chances are you won't. Okay? So get out there and make contacts, build like and trust, do your prospecting, bring people up to the table, keep it simple. So that's another area which I'm going backwards now. I'm going backwards because to me, there's no replacement. Nothing comes even close to having the value of what the good old-fashioned of getting out there, whether it's online, meeting people, bring them to the table, or whether it's in person. Get out there, make the contacts, have the conversation, bring. So I want to do more of that, okay? I want to do more of that. And the next one is I love to challenge myself. I love to have friendly competition with people. For some reason, in 2015 and 16, whatever the reason was, doesn't matter, no excuses, I stopped in my own mind, as setting a target for myself, I stopped competing in a good way. Competition drives me. A friendly competition drives me, and hopefully drives the person that we put it on the table. Let's see who does it first. And I want to do more of that. I want to put challenges out there. I want to get Reza performing. Okay? When you want to go, you want your horse to enter a race. You're not going to put them with the grazing animal on the other side just to hang out. No, they train them. They train them against the fastest because they know what they need to do, at what level this horse needs to perform in order to be a winning horse. So I want to start challenging myself. I want to have friendly competition. It's welcome from anybody around the world. It doesn't matter if I'm NA and you're not, or vice versa. It's about personal performance. And we used to have these competitions all the time. Who's going to have more people launched this month? Who's going to have most products sold this month? Who's going to have most diplomats, this month? So on and so forth. So this is another area I really, really, really want to work on. Get back into my life, a bit more of it, and stay positive at all times. I want to stay positive at all times. Sometimes you subconsciously allow negative into, I guess, your tone of voice, maybe the body language. I don't know. I want to make sure that I'm positive 110% of the time. If I'm too busy, guess what? Great problem to have. As long as I'm too busy because of GW2 is making me that busy. If I'm too busy because I got myself busy with stuff that don't matter in my life, then I deserve to be upset. So I want to be busy. If I'm too busy because I got so many webinars, I got so many training, I got so many tours to do, that's a good problem to have. So I want to make sure that I'm conscious of it, and I want to stay positive 110% of the time. Okay? So I'll give you a couple of examples of coachable. Some of the best students that I can remember, in GWT without even thinking is guys like Sean Haynes, guys like Sean Singh, guys like Leo Scaler, guys like Rene Liao. These people, I saw them grow. I saw them to get to where they are. And I'll tell you, I remember Leo Scaler. Many people come and ask you for advice. Many people come and ask you for coaching. Many people come and ask you for different things. Except they walk away and they totally forget about it. Leo Scaler, you didn't even finish telling him what you want to tell him. He was already done. You already get it done. It was like unbelievable. So these people being successful is no coincidence. Luck has nothing to do with it. It is these little things that make the big difference and the outcome for them. Okay? Those are, just some of the examples I want to give. And I just want to evolve. I just want to get better. And, the black box, last but not least, I have not utilized the black box, which is part of the forensic. I have it set up, this and that. I've used it, but not to its full effect. So one of my biggest things, remember I said I want to be organized and I want to do things properly, more effectively, more efficiently? That black box, I'm going to glue it to my forehead. I don't care if it's bulky, I don't care if it's bad. I'm going to have it with me at all times. So that's basically a little bit about what I have troubleshooted with myself within 2016, which I want to correct or make better for 2017. So at this point, what I would love to do is to hear from you guys. Put your hands up, and what we will do is Andrea will unmute you, and quickly, in a short, minute or two, explain what part of 2016 was not as effective or fruitful for you, and what you're going to do about it in 2017. So Andrea, see if you see anyone's hands up, or if they have any messages you want to read, or whatever it is, we can, unmute people and have a little live interaction.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like we have Courtney Query. Let me just get you unmuted here. Let's see. Hey, Courtney, can you hear us? Courtney? I just unmuted you. Looks like your hand is up. Okay, let me keep looking here. Again, if you'd like me to unmute you, please just raise your hand.
Would love to hear from everyone. Whoever likes to share what they would do differently in 2017 and what the troubleshoot, what they think that they could have done better in 2016.
Okay, looks like we have Rob Pampling. Let me just get you unmuted here, Rob. Awesome there, Rob. You're unmuted. Can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Awesome. We sure can, Rob. Welcome.
Hey, look, it works. Amazing. Hi, Reza. Mate, thanks for a wonderful call. It was always good to hear your ideas, because obviously you're so, so good at this business as well, and also rub shoulders with highly successful people in this business. I'm very confident you know exactly what works. Mate, I just thought I'd share my, because we're coming now close to the end of the year, and everyone here in Australia is sort of starting to get into holiday mode for the hot week ahead. We've got high 30s, temperatures here in the summer this week. But I'm just letting you know that I've just got for the first time in the business, I've got a DMO box now with the forensic, after going through the forensic short course with Ramin when he was here recently. And so I'm going to start doing that, because up until now, being honest with everybody, I have been using spreadsheets, because I've been using spreadsheets all my life, in my sales capacities, and spreadsheets have served me quite well. But what I've noticed is that because of the amount of people and the different categories of people that I'm starting to put people in, I'm starting to miss things even on a spreadsheet. So, and I'm finding that I'm going back to a hard card system, and I thought, geez, I might as well just use this forensic thing, because it's just so much more organised. And when Ramin explained it all to me, it's just, at a glance, you can see exactly where your business is at based on the charts that Ramin's, developed inside the forensic system. I can't really see anything better than that, so I'm going to start using that from this point onwards. That's it.
Great, Rob. Awesome, my friend. That's all it is. It's not written on stone in our business of what we got to do, but we got to have a system. We got to have a schedule. We got to keep ourselves accountable and do more of what works. That's really what we got to be conscious of, and and then be coachable. Be coachable for life. I'm not saying be coachable by listening to anyone and everyone, but as you gain knowledge, as you become better, and especially if your income starts to grow, somehow people have a tendency of becoming less coachable. Because they have the big money, right? They don't need to hear from someone that's making less money, or someone even making more money. They just figure, they know it and they learned it. So be coachable for life. That's it. Great job, Rob.
Awesome. I just unmuted you, Sean Singh. Are you with us?
Yes, Em, can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes, we sure can.
Awesome. Well, you know what? First off, great call, Rez. You know what? When you did this call, similar call this on the CDSC, and I'm glad you're doing it here for the entire field today, because again, you know what, even though the call was about a week ago, it's a nice refresher, and again, just to reconfirm for myself exactly what's happened this year, how we're going to go move forward, and you hit the nail on the head when it comes to two things for me, brother. One is that black box. Man, that forensic box, you know what? We've all seen it when we use it, and you and I, we've used it together. We've done our office hours together between 12 and 4. When we use it, buddy, the results are absolutely incredible. So you know what, the 2017 is definitely use it, but not just once in a while here and there, once a week. I'm going to use it consistently, week in, week out, sticking to the schedule we put together. And you know what, when it comes to the schedule, again, the other thing, you hit the nail on the head. I was there to witness Rene Leo, his schedule, what he does on a daily basis. I was there at the conference to witness Ed. You know what, this guy, brand new regional ambassador, well deserved, because as much as he works hard, he plays hard, and sometimes playing hard goes all the way till the middle of the night. You know what, like you said, he's the first one down in the morning greeting, he's doing his three-way calls, he's sending his emails out, and he's prospecting at the same time. So being consistent, sticking to that schedule, that's what it's going to be for 2017. That's how a lot of records are going to be set once again.
Well, Sean, I'm looking forward to going back to the beginning and we had plenty of fun when we did it. We had a blast. We had a blast, and the result showed. So I want to do more of that, brother. We want to do more of that with you.
Exactly. You know what? It's funny. Again, I'm remembering, too, that day we were there. We were wondering what's going on here. It was like 7, 8 p.m. We're there having a coffee, wondering what happened. We don't have anything booked for tonight. You know what? We're going to make sure that when that happens again, we're going to have the same feeling, wondering what happened.
Exactly, exactly. It was fun. Yes, looking forward, brother. Looking forward.
Great. Thanks so much, Sean. Looks like we have Sebastian Jean-Francois. Sebastian,
Yes.
are you with us? Can you
Sebastian,
hear?
unmute yourself and you can speak.
Oh, perfect. Hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much, Reza. Like what you've giving us today has been so moving because thing is, you're giving us the raw material of how business goes. Because me not having a business background, I was expecting a lot going into this business, but having somebody that has gone through the struggles and the ups and downs, giving us the path pretty much to what to expect, it's like priceless. And that I thank you very much for that. And for me, 2016, I've learned a lot because thing is, I've never done business before. So going through it, I was pretty much just putting my head into gear and just going right through it. But you always go through your step falls. You're gonna trip sometimes, but you gotta pick yourself back up, right? And thing
Well,
is,
the only time we fail is when we stop. So,
that's right. And that's one thing I've learned because the only way to succeed is to keep going until you actually make it. You have to stay consistent with everything you do. Discipline is a must, especially in this. You have to know as much as anybody else in this, because the knowledge is like endless. There's a lot of things that you have to know. But most important is when it comes to
Sebastian, I know
what you
2016 was your learning curve. I know you
yeah.
were, with us for a few months. You went to the convention. You got yourself to events. You make it to the Montreal boot camp. You. I know your challenges, and I know you do what you got to do. So, what would you do more of in 2017? How would you ensure that you are more effective and to get to your success that you're looking for?
The biggest thing for me 2017 is relationship building, because I think that's the most important thing in having in a business. Is you have to know the prospects, you have to know the people you're working with, and you have to grow with them as much as you can every day, because that's the only way you can hold a business together, because it doesn't run by yourself. You're running a team. That's the one thing that I have to take a lot on this 2017. That's something that I'm going to work on.
So, in the simpler term, that you're going to be doing a lot more prospecting.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Awesome. I'm looking forward. You know I'm there for
Thank
you.
you, thank you.
Let's get it done, brother.
And happy holidays.
Same to you.
Great. Looks like we have unmuted Sonia Shaw. Are you with us, Sonia?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we sure can.
Oh, excellent. Look, thank you very much, Reza, for all your wealth and knowledge. It sort of resonates when we had Ramon here, and it was such a pleasure meeting Ramon. And it's been almost a month now since he's been here, and ever since he trained us on the forensic. Ever since he trained us in the forensic networker, our group of ladies here have been hitting it so hard, and we've created such a huge momentum that's is going to be our primary focus, is to get everyone forensic and stay forensic for the new year. So, that created the momentum, and we're sustaining it, and just doing everything forensic. So that's a huge valuable tool to have, within our business, and I just love forensic. So that's it.
Awesome.
Hello?
Thank you so much, Sonia.
That's it. That's all good.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. It's always exciting hearing from you guys over there.
Awesome.
Stephanie Wise, let me just get you unmuted here. Stephanie, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we sure can, girl. Go ahead.
Perfect. So thank you, Reza, for sharing your words of wisdom. I have to say, I'm blessed to be able to work with you here in Ottawa, and it's always a pleasure to learn from the best and aspire to be where you are and where many of our other leaders are. For me, what I could have done better is staying consistent, and I've known this. I've been part-time some of the time in this business for 5 years, and consistency has always been my biggest issue in staying in action. Just the last few months or so, I got really serious with forensic, and it's amazing. You see the results when you treat it seriously and when you follow the system. So that's certainly one thing I could have done better, was just staying consistent. But now that I'm on track to be able to do that, 2017, just really focusing on money-making activities and not spending time on things that aren't going to put money in my pocket. Those highly scored activities that Reza was talking about, doing tours, prospecting. I've also really learned the meat and potatoes of like and trust. I've never had a problem getting people to see a tour, but making sure the people I'm bringing to the table actually have a desire for this, and I'm utilizing my time with people that want an opportunity like this to maximize my my time. It's our only finite resource we have, right? So staying forensic daily, being more self-disciplined, planning my time better, and focusing on money-making activities.
Well, Stephanie, you are a dynamite. I see you in action. It's no problem for you to bring people to the table, bring them to the meetings. You have no problem with that. Every one of them like you. By the time they're leaving there, they all like you, and they all tell me they came out because of your personality. So I have no doubt whatsoever that you're going to reach the peaks, and you're going to have a lot of success as long as you stay consistent, which you will, which I've seen you. I tell you, the potential I see in you, I mean, what you've done is not even scratching your surface, your potential surface. So I know where you're heading with this. So can't wait. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Reza.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I've just unmuted Trevina McDonald. Trevina, are you with us?
Hi, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, we sure can.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you, Reza, for an amazing call. Everyone's pretty much said what I was going to say, but definitely one thing that I really want to work hard on in coming into 2017 is consistency. I mean, and using that the little black box, our demo box. I've learned that you got to be honest with yourself. You say you're doing all of this stuff, but really you're not if you're not staying consistent with it. So definitely one thing I'm definitely going to work on is knuckling down my schedule and staying consistent and keeping on that forensic with the rest of the Perth ladies right here in Perth. So yeah, ladies and gents, I should say. But that's basically, everyone's pretty much said what I wanted to say. But yeah, consistency and knuckling down on that schedule and staying forensic for sure.
Thank you, Trevina. You guys are a powerhouse. I was there. I met you guys in your own country, in your own land, and I tell you, you guys are a sleeping giant. Not that you're sleeping, but you know what I'm saying. Once you guys erupt, it's going to be the whole earth is in trouble, because that's the kind of power I see on the ground over there. And looking forward to being back there myself. Yes, let's attack 2017 full jam hardcore.
Thank you, Reza, and I shall see you all in Niagara.
Woo! Yes, we will. We definitely will.
Great. Rebecca Robinson, I just unmuted you, girl. Are you with us?
Hi, Andrea. I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we sure can.
Great. Well, first of all, thank you, Reza, so much for this great training this evening. I think the thing that stood out with me the most is how you're as successful as you are, and you really, hit on all the points that all of us have been mentioning and what we want to do more in the next year. So it's a great example to show that no matter what kind of success you're having, there's always room for improvement. And like so many others, I feel like I need to be more disciplined and schedule my activities a lot better in the new year. Certainly, I need to be accountable to myself. That's been my big shortfall for 2016, and already taking steps to change that. But definitely heading into the new year, that's the focus. And like Steph said as well, focusing really on doing revenue-generating activities, not things that are taking a lot of my time without a lot of return on investment. So thank you again for this awesome training. I know I'll be listening to it again when the recording comes out, because there's always little nuggets to gain every time you hear it. Thanks a lot, Reza.
Thank you, Rebecca. I seen you, and I know you're getting geared up. I know you did some great work the last little while, and I know it's going to be a big year for you, 2017. Let's get it done.
Awesome. And so just a couple, that's everyone I can see with hands up. Then a couple of questions came through. Reza, is now a good time to go through those?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, great. So from Jessica Kinnersley, 2 questions from her. The first one is for you, Reza, as to how do you start your day?
Well, I start my day by basically getting myself out of bed. I get out of the bed, I walk down to the kitchen. That's my office, my supposed to be my temporary short office, and get my coffee. I basically go over the messages. That's because at 12 o'clock, I need to start speaking. I need to start doing things. So I come down, I get my coffee, I go over my messages, I get my box beside me, I write down the things I need to apply first, all the 10s. I write down all the 10s which I set up from the day before and the week before, which happens to be for that particular day. I write down all the 10s. Then quickly go over the messages, which is a task by itself, from the WhatsApp and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Then at 12 o'clock, I start doing my 10s and 9s and 8s and 7s. Sometimes before I know it is 4 p.m., I gotta go get the kids. So I try to be full operational by noon. And, like I said, I'm the slowest turtle in the morning. But that's why while I'm having my coffee, I'm getting organized. Basically, with all the 10s, I write down all the 10s I need to attend, then the 9s and the 8s and the 7s, and 90% of the time, there's not enough time for me to attend to all of that. I take my little break at 4 with the kids, then I'm back at it 7:30ish, back at it 8 o'clock till whenever. So these are the areas I want to become more effective and more efficient with. So yeah, that's how I start my day.
Awesome. Great information. And also Jessica was wondering, how do you stop self-sabotage?
How do you stop self-sabotage? Meaning?
Jessica, do you have more information on your question? And we also have a comment here from Payman, and he says, "Hey, this is Payman from the Middle East, Iran. I have voice trouble, so can't read it, but I realized that too much patience makes you freeze, so I decided to make 2017 my year and just start working on it."
Awesome, Payman. Awesome. Again, that's another powerhouse, another sleeping giant with all the limitations that surrounds him in terms of, here we have the freedom of going out there and building what we want to build. Where he is at, he cannot build. So, he builds externally. He goes in and out of Iran. So he builds externally from, I don't know, I guess social media, warm contacts, and so on. And, and he has got a massive team as we speak. So I can't wait, Paymont. Can't wait, my friend. Can't wait.
Awesome. Okay, great. So that looks like everything for questions and hand raises. Should I go on with announcements, Reza?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do
Okay,
it.
wonderful. Let's do that. Okay, so the first start to our announcements tomorrow evening, Monday evening. Robert Watterson is our licensed forensic accountant, and he is doing the same on taxes event, 7:30 p.m. at the GWT Independent Training Center. And I do believe that's the last one of the year. So make sure to bring your prospects out there. It's a new year, and what would your friends and family do with an extra $3,000 to $9,000, right? Also, the CDSC webinar tomorrow evening is a very exciting one. We have our CEO and founder, Reza Mesgarlou, doing the New Year's webinar 2017. So, of course, diplomats and above, be aware. This is not a webinar you want to miss. We also have the Ottawa branding tour, get paid to wear the hottest Canadian designer brands. Tuesday evening, December the 20th, 6 p.m. registration, presented by two lovely ladies we heard from this evening, Stephanie Wise and Rebecca Robinson. So this is at the GWT Ottawa office.
Also, Andrea, it's immediately, usually the tour's at 7:30, but tomorrow it's at 6:30 because we have our Christmas party potluck tomorrow. So all members welcome. It's a potluck style. We're going to get together. They can actually bring their children, and we're going to have a little fun after the tour.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. And then Wednesday evening, Toronto tour, 6:30 p.m. registration, 7:30 tour, presented by Anil Ramshardar at the GWT Independent Training Center in Markham, Ontario. So this Toronto tour, Wednesday evening, very exciting. We have the Live Your Dreams tour in Edmonton, also on Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. registration, 7:30 p.m. tour. That's at the workplace office in Edmonton, Alberta. Celebrating Phase 6, the St. Martin 2016 Power Tour with the very incredible SVP and Chief Designer Sanaz Human. That's December the 27th. Registrations at 6:30, tour at 7 at the GWT Caribbean Regional Center. We also have my personal favorite, an exciting webinar of the year, January the 3rd, which is that Tuesday evening webinar. It is the New Year's webinar, for 2017. Of course, they have our exciting IT developments, our product developments, and new incentive programs. And of course, this is hosted by our GWT CEO and founder, Reza Mesgarlou, and Sanaz and Nanad. So awesome webinar. This one you will not want to miss. Upcoming Power Tour in Niagara Falls to launch your business into 2017 with our CEO, Reza Mesgarlou. Tuesday, January the 10th. Very, very exciting. Registrations at 6:30. Tour starts at 7 at the Comfort Inn Hotel in Niagara Falls. And right now, there's a pre-Christmas sale on. Save up to 75% off until December 23rd. So we're creeping up on the end of this sale. Make sure that you have a chance to hop in and enjoy your shopping. Also, plenty of gift ideas, holiday gifts, bestsellers, and stocking stuffers for the Fairy Collector. So you can check those out in your email. And the holiday shipping deadline. So we've already passed the holiday shipping deadlines for the first batch there. We just have Eastern Canada left, and then, of course, for Toronto pickup. So please note wherever you are in the world so you can order things and have it on time for the holidays. And head office open the next 5 Saturdays until December the 24th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., both for the order pickups and those showroom walkthroughs. Also be aware of the holiday hours here. We received an email about them so that you know when the showroom is available to you. Also, you want to check out in your back office these value launch party packs. These are incredible pricing for retailing, wearing, gifting, one-time offer, very special package price. So check that out in your back office and through your email. And of course, the very exciting, the 11th Annual International Convention, March 23rd to the 25th in Niagara Falls. Of course, starts with that mega tour night on Thursday evening, our forensic networker training on Friday, and the product and IT releases on Saturday, ending with the ultra luxurious gala and awards evening that Saturday. So ticket prices are going up very soon. So you want to hop into your back office, make sure you grab your tickets right away, make sure your team knows about it. You're going to want to have them there. Great. And did you have other
Also,
announcements, Reza?
one more, Andrea.
Sure.
For those who are either available in the afternoons, or you have people, prospects, who are only available in the afternoons or in a different time zone, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have opportunity tour webinar at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Toronto, Ottawa time, 1 p.m. our time, every Tuesday and Thursday ongoing. You can contact me directly if you wanted the link. If you don't already have the link, I'd be more than happy to provide that to you. So great job again, Andrea. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. Next Sunday webinar will be about, everybody dropping in, saying their wishes, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, whichever. We'll have a call as such. We'll have our corporate also on. We'll have everyone. You can get your prospects on. That's a great way to show our culture, our community, how tight-knit we are, and it's going to be a fun Sunday webinar next Sunday, so get on it and have some fun. Again, great, Andrea. Thank you very much for all you do. Back to you.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. And just a couple more quick comments here from Maxwell. He says, thank you for your knowledge you shared with us. And also thank you, National Ambassador Reza. And we also have a quick message here from Panina. She says, I'm grateful to know the GWT that brings my life to my destination and courage to the right way. Thank you, Reza, for a great webinar. So
you guys
thank you.
Are very welcome. My pleasure. I'm happy. I'm glad that you guys found it useful. Maxwell, you're one of my inspirations, brother. You create that challenge, that friendly competition with me, and I take you head on with that, brother. Again, you're awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you very soon.
Good night, everybody.